Good morning, YouTube. And I guess it's been a while. Anyway, 5:45. My brother has moved to a rather inconvenient location, so I'm off to meet him. He lives in Picton now, so we're going to meet around Port Hope and up to Algonquin from there. I will catch up to you probably when I meet him. Well, here I sit in the McDonald's parking lot waiting for my brother. I had the furthest to drive, yet he's not here yet. Well, perhaps and he's not going to be here for another 20 minutes. And I've already been here for 10. I guess I'll go in and get a coffee, another one, and wait for him. Well, look who I've picked up. We're back. He's a little bit late, but we won't quibble about that. And now he insists we go through the drive-thru because he hasn't had breakfast yet.
Gotta have the traditional, well, normally it's Jimmy's, but today it's McDonald's.
Yes. And they don't even open on the inside till 8 o'clock.
We're in Port Hope. Go on the scenic route.
Because I had to go out of my way to pick up my brother.
And so the bickering begins.
We will talk to you later. Well, we've arrived at Rock Lake, the access point. And we're starting to pack up our stuff. And we have a lot of stuff. We only have one portage, but it is a 3-car into Louisa. It's a pretty flat portage, but still it's carrying all this stuff. And we're a couple of old men. Steve's still deliberating about whether to bring his fancy boots.
What should I do?
Anyway, there's one bag, 2 bags. The other one, they're pretty full and pretty heavy. The other one is down by the boat. We shall see. We ran into actually a few people who watched our videos and had some good conversation. Anyway, we were off from the access, just back there. Nice dock and everything. And paddle out the nice little river here and see what Rock Lake is like. It's a bit breezy. Here is our load. And these packs are heavy. But we asked for it. There's 3 bags. This one's got the food barrel and God knows what else. That one has the canvas. It's not canvas, I guess, but it's a heavy tent. And the other one has a fireplace. My co-host.
We're going to be comfortable.
Today's adventure. And of course the canoe. Needs refinishing. I'll get to that. We're employing the leapfrog strategy on pardon? On this portage. Carrying the canoe ahead and big bag. Came back for the 2 others. I would say smaller, but they're not. The positive is it's not a bad portage. Reasonably flat. Steve trotting onwards. The walk back Always a pleasure. Dropped off the bag. It's got the tent, the campfire tent, and the poles, and all my sleeping stuff and stuff. I don't know. It's probably 50, 60 pounds. Maybe more. But to be honest, I'd rather carry the canoe. It's more awkward, but it's actually lighter. It's only 42 pounds. Although it's got other junk on it and stuff, so probably a bit more. Anyway, I'll just enjoy the walk back. Pick up the canoe and make our way through. It was threatening rain. I don't know if it's going to rain, or I see patches of blue. So hopefully we can enjoy some nice weather before dinner, get all set up, and then hunker down. We're not going anywhere for 4 nights, so a little different than usual. That's it. Nice road here. I'm not sure where it goes. Well, I'm not sure where it goes that way. I think it actually might go to the lake that way. But anyway, we just walk down here for a little bit and then turn off on the portage. A bridge you don't want to fall off. Need railings up here, especially with a canoe. Brother Ung preparing what is for dinner tonight.
This would be green curry chicken on a bed of rice. Never tried it before in the wilderness.
It'll taste good.
But I'm sure it'll taste good after the 9 kilometers of portaging we did today.
And have we mentioned that we carried probably way more than we needed, but we are on a trip.
Pounds extra.
We are on a trip of luxury, and so here we go. Well, first, Steve set up one tarp, and I put we brought a stove for those cold nights, which will go in the campfire tent when it's cold. Right now we just have it, well, we have it all set up for the stove. I actually had it in here, just testing it out right now, so that's where it goes out. And right now just set up nice little sitting area in there, and if you take the end wall out, it's just a nice tarp. We've been busy with our chores, and now I'm starving. So hurry up, Steve. Check out that sky. And then over here, that cloud. It's not amazing. Well, we have awoken to an ugly day. It's been raining since sort of 1:30 in the morning, and it's raining now. So So we're came in under the tarp. I took the front of it off. As long as it's not a driving rain.
It could be uglier.
Yeah. Steve's arising.
We've been uglier.
And out there, it's not good paddling weather, that's for sure. I guess it's calm. If we're looking for positives.
So here we are. We're sitting in the made famous by Bill Mason tent. We've been, well, I wanted to put a tarp over it, but my brother insisted that we not.
I don't think I insisted.
Well, it became a point of contention. But so far it's been waterproof. It's been raining since the middle of the night. On and off. Sometimes it's quite hard rain, and other times it's just light rain, like it is right now. This is the port where the stove sits, and the stovepipe goes out this hole. It can also be used as a viewing hole on lousy days. We did lift this flap up to try and sit in this area with the view, but it didn't work. We were getting wet. So we will continue to experiment. We did think that maybe we could put a tarp just out there and then maybe have it come over the roof or something, and then we'd have a bigger place to sit.
I know we'll probably get some comments. You shouldn't cook in your tent. But the alternative is sitting outside freezing to death.
In the rain.
Yeah. Anyway,
Fried
eggs. And we're going to put that over there.
Bacon and
guacamole. I guess the guacamole offsets the bacon in terms of health. So I know I was just telling, or commenting on the fact that some people will comment that we're not supposed to cook in the tent.
We're not in
We're
in the overhang.
Yeah, we're in the overhang. But I woke up this morning with a chipmunk on my chest, crawling on my hand, because the front of this, well, we didn't have it zipped down because there's no bugs or anything like that, but it did give me quite a start. And then he ran down my sleeping bag, and I had to open up the bottom to make a hole for him to get out. Anyway, it was a fun way to wake up. So we have been huddled in the vestibule of our tent most of the day. It's been raining, windy, just a god-awful day. We thought to take the chill off things, we'd light a little fire in the little campfire stove, a la Bill Mason, just like the tent. So, away she goes. I'll probably cook dinner on this too. Steve's checking the steaks. It has been pouring all day. Well, off and on, but just torrential at some points and windy. So this tent is definitely getting a test.
So are we.
Yeah, so are we. But we're thriving, enjoying our time in the wilderness. Not too cold, and about to enjoy a steak dinner. So what more could you ask for, right? It seems the bickering has begun already. I'm apparently in Steve's seat. He had it reserved. So we went to bed at about, what, 8:30?
Yeah.
8:30 last night. It wasn't very pleasant, the evening, raining, kind of cool. Thought it would be better to be in our sleeping bags. And it was. So we had a good solid 11 hours, I guess. What time is it now? 7:38, something like that. And the rain stopped. So, I don't know, it's done this before and we got our hopes up. Only to be disappointed. But we will see. Now we're going to get ready, have some breakfast, coffee. The usual. Well, the sun has been out sporadically and it looks like it's trying to stay out. Hopefully. It's cool, but not bad. October weather. It is the 1st of October today. We are just drying out our sleeping bags. Didn't get really wet or anything, just, you know, dampness from so much rain. It's the tent. All our junk. It's actually been a pretty good little home. In this weather, we've got my partner in crime down here. We found a spot sort of out of the wind, and well, it was facing into the sun when the sun's out. It's not right now. I'll just take you down to join him, where we'll talk about the good old days. He's found a little bag of munchies. Got his book. Yeah, out of the wind.
Intermittent sunshine.
When that sun is out, it is just spectacular here. The colors a little past peak, but still quite gorgeous. Well, we were sitting out enjoying the sun, and then a huge rain cloud moved in and poured rain, so we escaped to the tent again for a little bit. When the sun's out, it's absolutely gorgeous. Just been watching a duck here. I think it's a merganser, but we're not duck experts. But you can see over on the horizon, there's a lot of dark looking clouds, so we're waiting to do a wood run, but maybe if we wait long enough we'll just go back to the tent. Yeah, I think the wind's shifting to the north.
Brotherly's smoking a cigar. I just smoked one and got so buzzed I almost fell over. What did you say there? Did you say something profound?
It's a pointing device. I'm not really smoking.
Oh. Anyway, it's pretty nice when the sun's out. I think we're past the peak color. Well, in fact, I know we are. But it's still awful pretty.
So we had a little time between rain showers to go do a wood run. So we picked up, had to go basically down the shoreline a little bit, and now we're chopping it and breaking it up. Lit a fire, cook our dinner there, and all we had to do was really paddle just down to the end of the little bay here, walk into the woods, and there was an abundance of nice hardwood. So we are happy. Hopefully the rain holds off enough, although it's threatening again, for us to cook our dinner. We're gonna have chili tonight, and maybe make a little bannock.
Filming?
Yes. I was waiting for balloons.
Oh, isn't that music? Night? Oh my god.
Love that sound. Okay, dinner tonight. What do we have, Steve?
Tonight we're having dehydrated chili. Normally Larry
We're gonna
makes-
rehydrate it, right?
Yeah, rehydrated chili. Normally Larry makes this stuff, but this was my turn to try.
I gave him some work to do.
So there's the chili. And we're having bannock.
Bannock is on the go. May not have added enough water. We will see. Well, it rained all night again. We are managing to stay dry, so the tent's been good. And it's considerably cooler this morning. What would you guess it is, Steve?
Oh, 4?
Yeah. I'd have guessed about
Not
the same.
freezing.
Anyway, we did do the smart thing and cover up our wood last night, and Steve got a fire going this morning. So coffee's on, and I don't know, cloudy skies are threatening, as Don Henley says. But we'll try and get breakfast done and have a nice cup of coffee. Well, here we are Friday morning. This is our last day here. I guess we're heading out tomorrow. Just sitting by a fire. We cooked up a nice breakfast. The wood that we got yesterday has turned out to be fabulous, even though it was wet
On the outside.
on the outside. Yeah, we were able to get a
Decent fire going, enough to cook. We're contemplating going for a paddle, but we're not sure whether it's going to start pouring rain or not, because it did all night.
It's done that for 3 days.
It's done that straight for 3 days.
Or just 4 days.
Oh, yeah. But we did comment, though, that it's, even though the weather's been miserable, we've been warm, we've been dry, we've been eating well, and there's nobody out here, so the solitude is very enjoyable. So we are getting something out of this, aren't we, Brother Lee?
We are. I'm enjoying my second fine cup of Java. Had a very nourishing breakfast. What was that? Like a grilled cheese with bacon, egg. It was quite good. Scrumptious. Well prepared by Chef Hung.
We're reading books.
Dishes are done.
I haven't done so much reading in a long time. Reading Grapes of Wrath. And what are you reading?
Water for Elephants.
So it's a good chance to get back to the basics. Get away from the cell phone. It's all good. An update from camp. Day 4. So far, 4 hours of sun. But we're doing well. Today is probably the coldest day, and it's been overcast and, well, solid cloud cover all day long. Raining off and on. Not a hard rain, but raining. Now, as I enjoy my cigar, off in the distance, there's some blue sky. Unfortunately, all around us is rather gray, dark skies, and that is what is coming our way. So we get those little teases of blue in the midst of the rain. It stopped raining right now. We've had a fire going all day long. Steve's decided to have his dinner without me. He doesn't care about me. He's left the lid off the barrel, which is not a good practice because the squirrel around here, the chipmunk, people are always worried about bears. It isn't bears you have to worry about. It's those damn chipmunks and mice and whatever that get into your stuff. He's not afraid of anything.
Hmm?
He's not afraid of anything. He came right up on the fire.
Yeah. They're looking, they crawl up on the dishes over there and everything else. So you got to keep stuff closed. We got our firewood under the tarp. And we are set up for either a fire tonight in the tent to warm our cockles. Right there. Or nice fire in the morning. Cook up our breakfast and hit the road. Hopefully it won't be raining, so we can pack up nice dry stuff. and head out. So I think I'll join my brother for dinner. Well, once I finish this cigar.
Wow. So we're in the hot tent. Who made this tent, by the way? Let's give them a...
Churchill River Canoe Outfitters, CRCO.
What kind of tent is this?
It's, well, it's the Campfire tent. It's Bill Mason's used it, but I think they're traditionally known as a baker's tent.
Okay.
And it has been bomb-proof through this journey.
Let's expand on this. This is our 4th night out. This is the first night we put the stove in. I'd take you over to the stove right now, but I would lose focus on the camera. Let me tell you, this is a nifty little gadget. It heats this place up. It's nice and toasty.
It's pouring rain outside.
It's pouring rain out. It's about
it's off and on.
It's about 4 degrees.
We got a candle up here too.
4 degrees. Yeah.
Candle lantern.
Candle lantern.
Romantic light.
So we had it's Friday night and some people camped in the campsite beside us. And it's pouring rain. And the young fella comes wandering through the forest and thinks he's in his own campsite. And is putting firewood on our pile. And Larry says, I think you're in the wrong campsite. So, what's wrong with that picture? He's wandering through the forest at night, in the rain, and I just said, wow. Anyway, and he also suggested that he may have to cut down a tree in order to get a fire going, so... bad idea. But anyway, we've got a nice fire going here. We got the coffee all ready for the morning. We're gonna start the stove and have a warm cup of Java. And I hope the rain stops because we're moving out of here tomorrow and we don't want to pack. Well, it's going to be a wet tent no matter what.
It's dry on the inside.
Yeah. It's nice and toasty
We
in
got
here.
some nice splits all ready for the morning. Birch bark. We'll just roll over and
Let's
fire
see if
up.
I can't pan over here to the... there's the stove. Right there. There's the exhaust pipe. Now we had a little mechanical failure. Larry had hung that pipe up with a rope.
Burned right through it.
Burned through the rope.
Got a little hot in the fire.
I said, didn't the instructions give you any details on how to do that? He said, you're supposed to use wire. So, I happen to have some wire in my little kit. Some snare wire in my survival kit. So he pulled that out and we got her all wired up.
Save the day.
And she's good to go. That's all I have to say for tonight. Good night.
Well, good morning from camp. We have a name for this camp.
Beautiful camp, but I'd call it Camp Rain.
Yeah, right now. Maybe even the lens is fogging up here. I don't know. We got the fire going. The bacon's on. We are on our first cup of coffee. I think it's actually nice outside, but we can't really tell because there's so much fog. But I think it's going to burn off and it won't be a bad day. It's cool. It gets maybe +2 or +3. But it's not windy. It's not raining. So we'll take it. If it is foggy, which I think it is, I apologize. So I've had a few comments on YouTube about where we've been for the last few years. I think it's 2.5 years since Steve and I were on a trip together. I guess our last, or 2018 or whatever, after that trip, you know, just things happened and we didn't manage to get out. But last year, our dad passed away. So obviously he got cancer in the spring, and you know, we had good times with him, and he was as strong as a horse, as he always is. Has been. We enjoyed our last few months with him, and said goodbye in June. And so, you know, we didn't get out on any canoe trips, obviously. Spent some time going up north to Parry Sound and spreading his ashes in various places. That was his hometown, and or what he saw was his hometown. And it was a journey that meant a lot to Steve and I to be able to do that. So that's my piece.
We started making these movies. Well, Larry did, and then I contributed. But we started making them so our families could participate in what we enjoy. But Dad was by far one of our greatest fans, and he was always very interested in watching the films about our trips and living vicariously through our experience. And he would just love watching them, and then he'd say, "That's my boys." Anyway, just want to say I miss you, Dad.
And this trip is for you. You could have arranged better weather, but
yeah, we'd hoped that you would trust your buddy Buddha.
He used to say Buddha, make sky blue,
to bring us some nice weather. But anyway, we made the best of it and
had a good time.
Had a good time, and it's always good for us, Larry and I, to spend time together and just be brothers, be kids again. I said when we're in that tent, I said I feel like we're in a fort, like we were when we were little kids. So it's good to get out here.
Okay, carry on.
Louisa to Rock Lake Portage. We're doing it in stages. It is considerably more mucky than when we came in because of the rain, but nonetheless it's a beautiful portage. The trees are all yellow and running little brooks and streams and green glades of grass. On the way in, in the parking lot we met 6 guys that were traveling. They were hammock campers, I guess. They have some website. Hammock Forums. And they recognized us straight away, which always surprises us when people do. Just from the YouTube videos, which
Small but tight community.
yeah, we never thought it would reach that many people, but some people seem to enjoy it, and for that we're grateful. But anyway, we saw them off here, and they were going to do a loop, and just wondering if they stayed dry and warm in these wet and rainy last few days. But anyway, if you see the film, drop us a note. let us know how you guys made out. One fellow, Jim, asked me to pay him his due for, well, I'm not sure what I was paying his due for, but he said that he would hoist a glass of scotch for our dad, Jim, and that's always a good cause.
This little river wasn't here on the way in, but given all the rain we've had, it's here now. This birch tree is enormous. So Steve, for scale, next to it, and he's a big fellow. And look at it. You know, it's lost all its whiteness. It's probably well over 100 years old. So just as we did on the way in, we're leapfrogging on this portage, walking back to, we took the canoe and the big green bag to the lake already, and we're just going back to pick up the other 2 bags, and then we'll be done. But the walk back is always nice, especially in this forest, which is just gorgeous. All the colors, and it is a little slippery on the ground and a little wet and muddy, but so far no casualties. Right, Steve?
So far. It's a busy place here. So keep it short. North Lake access, 5 days. Louisa, rain, wet, cold. We stayed dry, but it was fun. We stayed warm. We had fun. See you next year.